So hello everybody, this is Carlos, heading for a hike on Mount Daga. I'm going to do the upper Sunny Meadows today, just at the Harvest Lane trailhead, about to see.
Time 15 minutes, distance 1.49 kilometers, cadence 57, average heart rate 121, workout average pace 10 minutes 4 seconds per kilometer.
Hi there.
Morning.
Is it icy up there?
Not really.
No? Oh, I guess this is the worst part here, eh?
Yeah, it's a little softer inside
Good.
the forest.
Good.
Probably a little warmer in there.
Have a good day. So you can hear the crunch. And now I'm having to go up the steps and up this cement pathway, which would be treacherous if it wasn't for the ruts from previous footprints.
Time 16 minutes, distance 1.55 kilometers, cadence 52, average heart rate 123, workout average pace 10 minutes 17 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, 11 is my target today, and it's a hike, so there won't be any sudden accelerations. I don't have my galoshes on today. I think I sprung a leak yesterday, but they're definitely warmer. Hi there. They're definitely warmer than not wearing overshoes. The leak was minor. It was just probably I might have stepped on a rock or something, a sharp point. Anyway, the upshot was that they led in.
Distance 1.62 kilometers, cadence 52, average heart rate 129, workout average pace 10 minutes 25 seconds per kilometer.
They let in some water. Not enough to get my feet wet, but enough to dissolve the dirt on the underside of my shoe. So when I took them off, I was sprayed with muddy water. Not terribly, but in the kitchen, you notice things like that. Out in the bush, you wouldn't. So this is my fifth most favorite tree, where I take a right up onto the connector that'll take me across Glendenning and down the dry shoe option as I step over some fallen tree stumps.
Time 18 minutes, distance 1.71 kilometers, cadence 55, average heart rate 128, workout average pace 10 minutes 31 seconds per kilometer.
So I'm probably about 2 minutes ahead of my pace so far. Hello. Beautiful day. Yep.
It's pretty light in the morning and there's that mist in the air.
Yeah, and it's definitely easier to walk here than the sidewalks. Have a good day. Yep. The ground is soft underfoot here. So far, I have met 2 happy customers coming off the Mountain of Joy. I'm not going to commit myself just yet to
Time 19 minutes, distance 1.77 kilometers, cadence 54, average heart rate 131, workout average pace 10 minutes 44 seconds per kilometer.
I'm not going to commit to a title just yet. Who knows what may happen in the next 36 minutes. I certainly don't. But I'll be glad to be going downhill, and that's going to happen quite soon. I think that's why I've enjoyed the dry shoe option the last few days and weeks since I rediscovered it. Yeah, we had about a week of rain, and then we had a cold snap.
15 seconds ahead. Time 20 minutes. Distance 1.84 kilometers. Cadence 55. Average heart rate 134. Workout average pace 10 minutes 51 seconds per kilometer. Time for hydration.
So that's 20 minutes in on my activity, but only 5 minutes in on my recording. I can see the numbers today quite clearly. I'm wearing Mavis's ski jacket from the 70s, and I'm wearing her support hose over my kind of tired feet. Don't have the most attractive feet in the world. Trim ankles, but not attractive feet.
Time 21 minutes. Distance 1.93 kilometers. Cadence 62. Average heart rate 127. Workout average pace 10 minutes 52 seconds per kilometer.
I think last week's episode from Wednesday was the Meadow Trail or the Upper Meadow Mash or something like that. So today will have to be something different. Something completely different. I'm going to be going through the saddle today, so not only is it going to be gloriously challenging, but it also is going to be quite long. It's going to be almost 5 miles. And I can do 5k in about 50 minutes. On this kind of terrain, maybe 55 minutes for 5k, so 8k will be...
Time 22 minutes. Distance 2.02 kilometers. Cadence 63. Average heart rate 123. Workout average pace 10 minutes 52 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let me just enjoy the calm and crisp quietness of the forest. I do have my camera with me, so I will be taking locational photographs. Like right here, for instance. Eight minutes and 4 seconds.
Time 23 minutes. Distance 2.10 kilometers. Cadence 56. Average heart rate 124. Workout average pace 10 minutes 49 seconds per kilometer. Auto pause.
Got it.
Workout resumed.
As I go around on the fence line now, let's see where I am at. Let me just put the camera away. I have 2 or 3 good photographs already. Save the rest for the meadow as I power my way uphill. Much nicer than the other day, where the air has got to the surface. It has frozen crisp, but not deep. It's not thick black ice. It's just crisp dew, I guess, frozen dew, mountain dew. Up I go. This is where the dry shoe option becomes...
24 minutes. Distance 2.18 kilometers. Cadence 52. Average heart rate 115. Workout average pace 10 minutes 57 seconds per kilometer.
a little bit more challenging. The sun is low enough in the sky for me to be able to see the other side of this little col that I've skirted around. Well, it's not really a col, it's more like the tail of a raccoon kind of thing. The hump of the back is the main part of Mount Doug, and then it slopes in a thick kind of way down into Glendenning, and that is the cut across that I made. I'm now on the west side of the
10 seconds behind.
of the hill.
Time 25 minutes. Distance 2.25 kilometers. Cadence 55. Average heart rate 128. Workout average pace 11 minutes 4 seconds per kilometer.
So now I'm in negative territory. I'm seconds behind. But I know that the end of this hike will be sidewalks once again. And there will be some faster downhills once I finish climbing. Once I go through the saddle, it'll become a lot easier to maintain a pace. My shoes are still dry. My feet are still warm. Not very warm, but there's no cold spots. This is definitely muddy. This is the warm side of the mountain. This is the side that got the exposure.
Distance 2.33 kilometers. Cadence 58. Average heart rate 130. Workout average pace 11 minutes 5 seconds per kilometer.
Got the last of the evening sun from yesterday, and I believe yesterday's high was like 8 degrees. So this part of the mountain got cold last. It's quite easy to navigate in the snow. The dirt of the trails shows up dramatically against the white of the snowbanks. Going up the creek bed, this is when my galoshes could have been handy. But the other thing that I noticed with the galoshes is they didn't have very good traction.
Cadence 55. Average heart rate 137. Workout average pace 11 minutes 8 seconds per kilometer.
So heart rate 127, that is like a slow jog in terms of effort. And I'm now probably 26 minutes in on the activity, which will be trail hiking 201. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Trail hiking 201. Yep, it tends to give you all the information in a very concise few words.
Cadence 53. Average heart rate 130. Workout average pace 11 minutes 12 seconds per kilometer.
Yep, I've got to work on my cadence. Very soon I'll be popping out onto the meadows in full sunshine. I forgot my sunglasses, but I'll have the bright sun behind me this time. Had I gone anti-clockwise, I would have had the sun in my face for the last bit of the meadows. Still, you'll see in the photographs later on how beautiful the sun is when it's shining on the snow, reflecting a lot of light, giving me a lot of contrast. Yep.
Time 49 minutes. Distance 2.56 kilometers. Cadence 60. Average heart rate 130. Workout average pace 11 minutes 16 seconds per kilometer.
So my cadence has gone up a little bit to 60. 60 is 12-minute pace on the flat. 65 is 9-minute pace, 9:30 kind of pace. That's when you're taking more than one step a second. Right, I'm out in the sun. I'll push on a little bit more. When I start to slow down again, I will whip out the camera. That's the other thing I've noticed. When I have my camera with me, obviously I stop.
Time 30 minutes. Distance 2.64 kilometers. Cadence 57. Average heart rate 128. Workout average pace 11 minutes 20 seconds per kilometer.
Oh, this is quite icy, but sparkling. I will take a photograph here. Let me pause the recording. So I paused the recording because I was fumbling with my camera, and with my gloves on it made it a slower process than usual. But that's okay, pauses happen. I just don't want to lose my footing while I'm wrestling with too many options in my little brain.
Time 31 minutes. Distance 2.69 kilometers. Cadence 37. Average heart rate 126. Workout average pace 11 minutes 39 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, I think Trail Hacking 201 is a good one. That bird is deafeningly loud. I'm glad I have my trail shoes on without the galosh. Ow!
2.72 kilometers. Cadence minutes 36 seconds per kilometer.
So, I came down pretty hard on my hand and smashed open the back of my voice recorder. Obviously the battery box popped open, but no big deal there. Just when I was saying that I was glad I had my trail shoes on, I slip on the ice. Yeah, this would have been even more tricky with the galoshes. Alright, I did this last year and I slipped and landed hard on my thumb, and for the longest time it was kind of swollen, and it definitely looked as if it was bent. But it healed. I could maintain pressure. I can maintain pressure with that thumb. It's the one I use.
33 minutes. Distance 2.77 kilometers. Cadence 42. Average heart rate 139. Workout average pace 11 minutes 52 seconds per kilometer.
Yep, so I lost a minute on this side of the hill. Yeah, this is harder than I thought. But my feet are still dry. That is good. Obviously, with all this ice and refreeze, that is the problem, the refreeze. 3 days ago, I ran with glee on this stuff. Actually, I hiked with glee. Today, I'm hiking with a little bit of terror.
Time 34 minutes. Distance 2.83 kilometers. Cadence 51. Average heart rate 139. Workout average pace 12 minutes per kilometer.
The other side of the mountain would probably be wetter and less icy. I don't know. I'm tired of trying to predict the weather. But it does feel by the sun that winter is almost over. The animals have noticed. One thing I'm not going to see a lot of today is people. Partly because I'm early, and partly because it's still pretty treacherous, and if somebody came out here yesterday, they would probably think twice about coming out again. The conditions need to change.
Time 35 minutes. Distance 2.89 kilometers. Cadence 58. Average heart rate 127. Workout average pace 12 minutes 3 seconds per kilometer.
Just coming up on the Tombstone Rock. And this is where I now head towards the saddle. I could go up over Little Mount Doug, but I think I've experienced enough ice slippage. I still have a throbbing thumb. And I'm not certain how much of the recording will remain intact, because it took me about 30 seconds to get back on my feet and to put the little lid back on the battery box of my voice recorder. And then I started from 17 minutes.
Time 36 minutes. Distance 2.98 kilometers. Cadence 57. Average heart rate 124. Workout average pace 12 minutes 5 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, I've got to watch out here as well. There's a bit of a snowy downhill, which fortunately did not ice.
Auto stop. Workout resumed.
Thank you. Auto pause my ass. She wanted to stop, I was fine. Now this is Rob Smith's Must Run Hill, which I'm not going to run. Obviously I've hiked this far, I might as well carry on. Interesting footprints in the snow. These look like either a large dog or maybe a raccoon. Not bear. We don't get too many bear on Mount Doug. So up I go.
Time 37 minutes. Distance 3.04 kilometers. Cadence 60. Average heart rate 121. Workout average pace 12 minutes 8 seconds per kilometer.
So now I head for the saddle. My heart rate has not dropped below 120 today since I started. At the first part I was doing 9:58, I think it was, my fastest kilometer. Oh, my legs are quite tired today. Yesterday I did over 2 hours of aerobic activities. I used this indoor bike for 30 minutes. I ran for 50 minutes.
Time 38 minutes. Distance 3.08 kilometers. Cadence 46. Average heart rate 129. Workout average pace 12 minutes 18 seconds per kilometer.
And I walked for 50 odd minutes, 57 minutes. So I got over 2 hours there. Going over it in my head just now, I think I better check my additions for the week. I think I entered yesterday wrongly. But that's the nice thing about using a spreadsheet of your own. You can adjust the numbers. First of all, I normally pencil in a number that I'm assuming will be my finishing time. And then I extrapolate.
Time 39 minutes. Distance 3.14 kilometers. Cadence 54. Average heart rate 128. Workout average pace 12 minutes 21 seconds per kilometer.
4:21, good. Should start getting better now. Yeah, you look at the numbers and figure out how that has affected your average per day. I think I'm down to about 78 minutes a day will see me attain my target of 10 hours. This isn't too bad. Oops. This is more like snow and less like ice. And very soon it'll be just like a creek bed. But I'm expecting that.
Four minutes 30 seconds behind. Time 40 minutes. Distance 3.22 kilometers. Cadence 50. Average heart rate 120. Workout average pace 12 minutes 23 seconds per kilometer. Time for hydration.
So 40 minutes in. And 17 and 8 is 25 minutes of recording. I think the way I designed this route was that I would finish up coming back down past Tinkertown and through Mount Douglas parking lot at the beach and then home past the colony. I'm going to give myself a break in a minute so I can concentrate on my cadence and my footing.
Time 41 minutes. Distance 3.29 kilometers. Cadence 54. Average heart rate 118. Workout average pace 12 minutes 28 seconds per kilometer.
So that's 41 minutes in on the workout and 26 minutes in on the recording. So I took about a 10-minute break there, coming up to 50 minutes now, I believe, of the workout. I haven't managed to improve my pace very much. It's been quite tricky, to say the least. This side is just wetter than the other side, which is faster. It's downhill and wet instead of...
Distance 3.85 kilometers. Cadence 56. Average heart rate 116. Workout average pace 12 minutes 40 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, well, it's quite noticeable that my effort level is up because I'm working quite hard on these hills. And there's always that little bit of adrenaline rush when you're risking a little bit of stability by moving quickly. I'm not even sure where this path is going to take me out, but I know I will know what to do when I get to the intersection. I think this is going to be even longer than I thought today, which is nice. I won't have to make up too much on the indoor bike for the rest of the week now. Today would have been my day with John and Derek.
Cadence 56. Average heart rate 114. Workout average pace 12 minutes 40 seconds per kilometer.
Okay. So this is where I go along the fence line and I'll come out by the resort. Dan always used to call this the swampy area, and today it's living up to its name. There is a little bit of a stank going on here. There has been quite a bit of vegetation rot up this winter. Okay, full immersion, both feet. Now I feel the cold and the wet.
51 minutes. Distance 4 kilometers. Cadence 51. Average heart rate 118. Workout average pace 12 minutes 42 seconds per kilometer.
But I still need to make up some pace once I get onto the other side of the resort. It's mostly downhill until I get to the old Douglas Creek Park. I was there yesterday running with galoshes. Today I'm hiking without them. Yep, this is definitely not the best way to come today. But what can you do? This is Trail Hiking 201, which is for the experienced hiker. You quite often have to put yourself into some kind of discomfort.
Average heart rate 116. Workout average pace 12 minutes 42 seconds per kilometer.
Well, it's still hovering around the 12 and a half. I think I had 12:42. But what makes this slow is all this water, these puddles, these unavoidable wet shoes. You see, I would have been pissed off had I put my galoshes on, because by now they probably would have failed me. Yeah, there's actually runoff here, like there's a creek that I've never noticed before. Just from the melt, the snow melt, higher up.
4.16 kilometers. Cadence 56. Average heart rate 117. Workout average pace 12 minutes 44 seconds per kilometer.
I'm going to miss the fake bridges today, which is going to add another kilometer on to my walk. So it's going to be more like, excuse me, a 95-minute, 100-minute walk today. That's why I was thinking about checking my calculations up till now. Because, today is going to be slightly longer than I predicted, because the going has been quite hard. My thumb is still throbbing.
Time 54 minutes. Distance 4.23 kilometers. Cadence 50. Average heart rate 118. Workout average pace 12 minutes 46 seconds per kilometer.
I've got about another 5 minutes or so to go, so I will make another natural break here. So this is the last segment. I'm now almost out of the slop. Yep, definitely not for beginners, this hike. It has been challenging in many ways, partly because of the ice on one side and partly because of the puddles.
5 kilometers. Cadence 47. Average heart rate 122. Workout average pace 12 minutes 41 seconds per kilometer.
I should be able to get it below 12 by the time I get home, but I still have about 3.5 to 4K to go. So that is what's going to be on my agenda for the rest of this morning. Get home, dry my feet, and post the show. So anyway, this is the Running Jackal signing off on the midweek show.